Hello again, and today we're talking about the law of attraction within the electric universe. Now, a lot is written and talked about these days regarding the law of attraction. It's the buzz phrase or the key phrase which New Age thinkers, if you like, are all resonating. But it strikes me that the laws of attraction can only function because we live in an electric universe. So in actual fact, the law of attraction and the electric universe are one and the same, in that we're always bringing to us something magnetically via the electric universe. So the laws of physics come into this, don't they, really? The laws of physics and magnetism, and to a certain extent gravity as well. The law of attraction being really the justification for the electric universe, or the electric universe making possible the law of attraction, which is a sister in a way to the law of abundance, because unless we stop it or reverse the flow, abundance surrounds us. And on that, I mean, really, in the last pod, we described mentality and thought as meeting an obstacle in the way of a charge or a force field beyond which the individual mind has to struggle to overcome. And people imagine that the laws of attraction or operating the law of attraction is easy. So you've got books like The Secret and so on, and they talk about, how to manifest what you need. But what I think isn't explained is that there are blocks within the mind, albeit the unconscious mind, that form a ring past not or a no-go area. So what people essentially believe about what they deserve or what they can have prohibits or allows that attraction to that law to work for them. And in a sense, the obstacle is like a mental version of gravity, if that can be visualised. But the law of attraction itself rides on a holy electrical universe, an electric universe. So, Joe, knowing that gravity is some kind of a force that keeps things in place, but again, that's one of the big questions in physics, what is gravity? I think that, how would you see what we're saying here about gravity coming into the law of attraction? How do you see gravity?
Well, gravity is based on mass. The bigger something, the stronger it is, which is very much a male view of everything. I think that's what is one-sided, and I think that's why the current physics don't work.
So you're saying that gravity, the questions around gravity are a distraction in some way from the main focus here?
Yes, purely because it's been around for 80 years, 100 years, and it's the current way everyone thinks, and to change all that would be a dramatic change. And I don't think the people in charge have got it in themselves to change this. That's going away from the
subject. So we can leave gravity out of the...
So gravity, it just gets people into a train of thought that is very much a male way of thinking.
Yeah.
Whereas the laws of attraction are more male and female in unison.
Yes, they're very yin, actually. They're very yin. As opposed to yang, they're very yin.
Oh, yeah.
Because they rely on a receptiveness to ask and then to receive.
Yes, and that's the only way things can merge in the universe. And it's like, we are batteries, everything is a battery, or not a battery as such, but
a receiving station and a...
Yeah, positive and a negative.
Yes.
Our head is the outward flow, and the feet are the inward flow. And we attract what we think and what we feel with intent. That's what we attract to us. But such as the way people think nowadays, we have doubt, we are bitter.
I think people have always thought like that in a way.
Oh, yeah, but it's a train of thought.
It is,
we taught this from school, and we must do this.
Or from some other institution, whatever is predominant at the time in the era.
It is, yeah.
it gets us onto the chakras, because I think that the chakras, you know, and the 7 chakras going along with the 7 rays, as it were, from the base chakra to the sacral center, to the solar plexus, heart, throat, crown, and third eye and crown. I think the heart and the will, the heart and the mind, work the law of attraction, if you like, and these chakras actually are an electrical charge. They give off an energy, they spin.
Yeah.
And this is the secret to it all, isn't it? Because as they spin, as they're active, as they're pulsating with some strong intent, this actually is part of an electrical universe.
Yes, but most of us are held, should we say, or blocked by authorities or by people, by other people, your next door neighbour even. That we're held by emotional constraint, which we are unable to deal with.
At the 3rd chakra, you mean? Solar plexus?
At the 3rd chakra, the solar plexus, yeah.
Yes.
And I think the only way to get through this is for people to learn to breathe properly. And the more people do, the more aware they will become about who they are, where they're going.
Well, where attention goes, energy flows, or action follows thought,
Yes.
as we say. So,
if you focus on the breath, that means the breath is drawing in and pushing away. And obviously, when you're thinking like this, using the breath, you're thinking good, pulling in, and then bad, push out. And it's a simple breathing exercise to do.
and you're also influencing the flow of other energy systems, and what happens then is synchronicity, and that is a very important part of the law of attraction.
Indeed, energy reads energy. Energy
Yes.
knows energy.
Yes, it's another way of saying like attracts like.
Indeed, yes.
It's the explanation for like attracts like. So if people cut themselves off from this greater source of energy, they're going to feel weak and secure, and then try to get back their power in ways which actually depower them more.
Which tends to be a physical exercise.
Yeah, or mental, physical.
Mental, physical, within the institute of our thought process, I would say so, yeah.
Yeah. I think there is an awakening that needs to happen within, and it's happening within mass consciousness, but it needs to happen within us as individuals, to our own individual needs, attributes, gifts, and to how these, why we've got these, where they've come from, and how they would be used so that we experience ourselves as a spiritual unfolding. I mean, I don't like that term really, because it sounds too precious, but you know, as something which is a work in progress, and something that flowers, not something that's kind of lumped here in a physical universe and is finite.
Well, we're all very precious. If we think this way about ourselves, a lot of things would be a lot easier.
Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, I'm afraid of sounding too precious about the whole subject. In describing this kind of this burgeoning energetic that is possible to individuals and within individual lives, no matter what those lives, where those lives are, or what the intention of those lives is. Yeah. It's the very kind of heightened vibration of an individual life expressed through an individual soul is the classification. That's not the right word I'm looking for. It's the hallmark, it's the instrument of an electrical universe, and it's why the electrical universe exists. So I would sum it up by saying the electrical universe exists because we exist. If we were in some other form, the universe might itself take another form. Because we're electrically charged beings, we have a universe in which we can function.
It's that where we live is an oasis within the electrical universe. We take the physical form, and we can take that physical form very, very easily.
Yeah. not just the physical form, but the whole unit we are of mind, body, spirit, if you like. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe, but I think what people have to do is going back to the breath now. Is once the breath is the positive, the negative, on a fluctuation, it's going backwards and forwards.
Yes.
So therefore,
it's inhalation and exhalation.
Yeah, it's creating a pole, if
or a polarity.
Yeah, it's creating the north and south of your body. So you breathe in, breathe out, and then this is what charges you, and then you can flow to the heart, and then your heart will know what is right and what is wrong. No one can tell you what is right and wrong. You know what is right and wrong.
Yeah, it's that vibrational. It's that vibrational rhythm within an individual, which, by courtesy of the universe, which feeds back into the universe, and it's a mutually inclusive thing, isn't it?
Very much so. Yeah, I think this is why there's a lot of conflict today. It's people are don't know how to deal with their emotions that they've got, and because of this, they have to go into dealing it with the way they only know, which can sometimes lead to very ugly situations.
And I think that a lot of the emotion that people is foisted on them. I think it's not their emotion, and they're not aware of it. That we're open to everybody's emotion these days.
Everyone acts on impulse. It's very much part of that instinctive animal.
Yeah, it's a herd instinct, isn't it?
And that's where we all are until we learn to breathe properly. And even 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day of breathing in silence, away from everything, can help massively.
Yes, it can. In fact, it's the key, and it really is the only key. And that's what the ancients said. And I mean, that does not change in the arcane wisdoms. The fact that the breath is the key.
Yeah. I want to take a quote from The Matrix here, when Morpheus says to Neo, he says, "Do you think that's air you're breathing?" And basically, because we're told that air is what goes in and out of the lungs, that is it, that there's nothing else. We stick to that physical form, but we have to realise that the breath actually takes in charge and pushes away charge. Yes.
It's very, very... it's very, very loaded. It's a loaded subject, and it's a loaded force. So there's more happening within the breath than people are at first aware.
And if you can take a deep breath, breathe properly, with intent, even better.
So the focus of the mind and the breath and the instinct and the knowledge of the heart are really the four wisdoms of the law of attraction carried in an electrical universe.
Which will take you on to the next steps, and then as you go further up into the fifth state, the sixth state, the seventh state, you become a lot more relaxed. You know things are going to be okay. You deal with people, you deal with emotions a lot easier, as if it's just another
stage along the way.
Yeah, it all becomes very simple. We don't have complication, things become simple. And because of this, everything else around us becomes a lot simpler, so there's less conflict, which is, again, it's scalable. So
until that point, we grow through conflict. It's fourth ray art and harmony through conflict, and we have to go through that stage. We need it. It's like a baby chewing a teething ring to get the teeth through. In a way, it's the same thing.
We aren't educated about this, and we're held here because the powers that be can get away with what they are doing, because war's okay. Yeah, we can go to war. The economy's bad. All the pollution's bad. But no one seems to do anything about it because we're just not connected to it. We're still in this state of mind of saying, oh, what do we do? Where do we go? How are we going to deal with this? And we don't really take a look at the bigger picture.
Really, those become minor details, actually, you know.
But this is who we are. This is how we become. This is all we see. People watch TV and it's just despair.
Well,
despair.
it's the imprisonment of the material or the physical. It's the imprisonment of the physical upon the whole essence, upon us, the whole being. Well, I think that's I think that's all for today, and we look forward to joining you again for more on the electrical universe.